Hey guys, what's up? It's Lady Calysta. So today I'm going to show you guys something that happened to us quite recently, which was we were trying to zero a 750 million mite castle, which I just showed you guys in a little bit. I'm trying to show you guys here. Wang 168 from Guild LIS. So you can see we're trying to zero him. We were able to get a scout. I think he was heavy on T4, but he didn't have that many troops. So we have, I think, about a quintuple, sorry, I don't know why I can't say that word. A quintuple rally, basically getting set up. And I wanted to show you guys kind of like some of the tactics that we employed. This did not, I'll just like totally let y'all know, this did not go that great for us. So this is his gear. It's pretty decent. Like, it's not bad at all. That chest is amazing. He has a purple beast helm. This is the guild. It's a Chinese guild called LPT in the Sky. And we were allied with a bunch of other guilds, I think like a Greek guild, a Russian guild, a couple of other American or English speaking guilds, basically trying to zero this player. Now, the interesting thing, the first thing that I want to show you guys is, and I showed you guys this in the very beginning, is we filled his prison. Now, why is that important? Well, we know he has good gear. We don't know what talents he's in, but we know he's in war gear, and we know, and this is some of the other guys that were kind of working with us. So I'm just kind of showing you the rally leads, and you can see this from a Greek guild. So you'll see that kind of popping on screen, just the different rally leads that I was able to identify as I was filming. Now, we basically made sure to fill his prison from the beginning, and that probably took us longer than we would have liked. And the reason that we're going to fill the prison is because we know we're going to get capped. We know that those rallies walking in are not going to do well in the very beginning. What we do in CAE is people love rallies. We're super lucky. And I'm sure you've seen this in other fellow YouTubers, like videos and streams. So what we do to basically share the pain is we only send 100,000 as opposed to 200,000, which makes it immensely easier. Of course, that means you need double the amount of people to participate, right? But if you do it that way, even though the rally gets eaten, it's not terrible. And we knew that the initial hits would be pretty bad to be able to basically break through that front line. And now our rally lead is in communications with the other rally leads in terms of two things. The first thing was going to be like the order, right? Who's going to walk first, etc. And the second thing that we'll be talking about is who's going to hit with what, right? Like, are you going to send all ranged? Am I sending all cav? Are you sending all infantry? We're all guessing kind of what, you know, basically, is he in wedge? Is he in phalanx? Like, what phalanx he's sitting in? That's kind of what we're guessing, right? We don't necessarily know. So we had basically everything set up. We filled his prison. The goal there would be, as these rallies walk and get eaten, our rally leaders would not lose their heroes. That's the key. Like, you don't want Mr. Wang sitting there with all the rally leaders, right? That sucks. It's happened a million times in a million guilds that I've been in. So that's what we made sure that we went ahead and filled his prison. Now, what we also had was somebody basically checking to make sure that he wasn't online. And it's easy to pretend to not be online, right? Like, he just has to make sure he's not clicking his helps, and then we have no way of knowing unless we have a spy in the guild, which in this case we did not. But we wanted to make sure somebody had eyes on the castle to do two things. The first one is to make sure that they were not releasing a prisoner, right? Like, they could very like slyly just release a prisoner. We don't notice. We walk in, we get capped. Or they could also execute a prisoner. And that was our downfall. We did not keep track of his execution number. He did it literally like right before we're going to hit. So we were not able to stop. But you can see, I wanted you guys to kind of see how all of this kind of works and how it happens, because I know that there's usually a lot of questions around this kind of stuff. I was going to make this video like without me in it and just kind of like put text, but wanted to help narrate it a little bit to just give you guys some understanding that might not come across if I just kind of like write it out, like why we were doing things and the order. And like, so this is the very first round, guys. So at this point you can see our rally lead, his leader walks back. The reason that's happening is because this guy's prison is full. So we are pretty sure he's probably still not online yet. And you can see that all the other guilds that are kind of working with us to try to zero this player are also walking, right? So Air is going in, SW is going in. I think KS was scouting to try to figure out when they should start walking. I think they walk right after this next skill, which is GFM. And you can see where he's not burning, right? Like he's not burning. We immediately set another rally. So that's another important thing, is this is where hospital capacity matters so much, because you want to make sure that, and I think this is actually 6 skills, it's not 5. You actually want to make sure that you're not giving him a chance to come back. So you need to make these rallies fast and furious. So as soon as your rally walks and hits, you need to set another rally. Again, the fact that everybody's sending 100K makes it a lot easier, but hospital capacity is really important. You want to make sure when you're participating in rallies that you never put in more troops than your hospital can handle, right? Like that sucks. Already you're going to see like a 40 to 60 loss, right? You're going to see like 40% of your troops die anyway when the rally gets eaten. You don't want to make that even bigger by not having enough hospital capacity. So you can see he dropped down from like, what was he at? Like 735 or something to 704 after 6 rallies. That is not a lot. Like you guys have seen rallies on this channel before. I'm sure you've seen it on other channels. 704 is still very high might, right? So he did pretty damn good against all these rallies. We still weren't sure if we broke through the front line. As you can see, I can't even tell you guys, and this is where I tell you the 40-60 rule. I sent 100,000 troops, 60,000 of them ended up in my hospital, 40,000 died. Now my hospital capacity is pretty high. It's over 500,000. I've always had very high hospital capacity. I'm a big believer in hospitals, always in every game. And it saved my butt quite a bit, right? Like I can keep going for quite a while because I do have the hospital capacity. Now watch this, guys. We're going to remarch, right? We already have a rally up. We go ahead, we hit. He's getting reinforcements pulled out. What we didn't notice here is that he had executed leaders, right? By the time our guys noticed that he had executed some prisoners, he had already eaten our leader, and everyone was basically just like releasing their rallies onto him, right? But at this point, he's online. He ports out, which, as you guys know, will make like rallies auto hit you. Like the worst thing you can do ever, unless you want to get hit, is port away. He immediately ported away. And ports back in, like totally like, look at me, right? So I go ahead, look at his prisoners, and boom, he has rally leads in there, unfortunately, right? So at some point while our rallies were marching, he had basically, but he also hurt a lot, right? So he went from 704 to 652. I think some of that was because he ported out, forcing people to hit. I think what he didn't want was for the rally leads to realize that he could eat rallies now and stop attacking him, right? So I went ahead and scouted him, guys. Wanted to show you guys what he had left. 18 million troops, quite a bit of T4, right? There was a lot of T4 in there, and that's what we were trying to kind of like beat in. Unfortunately, some of the rally leads did lose their leaders temporarily. I don't remember. I feel like he ended up, I don't know if he actually executed those leaders, all the leaders, and he actually sat in that gear. But you can see, I think GFM still wanted to give it a try. They were not giving up. So definitely like beast mode for some of these guys. So he was at 661, basically was trying to shield. He ends up porting away, making the rally hit him. I think what he was thinking was GFM was bluffing, right? And he wanted to port away to like force the hit in case GFM didn't want to attack. And then he comes back. At this point, he's 654, so the rally didn't do anything to him. He basically healed through it. But this is how it goes, guys. I wanted to show you guys this because it's not always a positive outcome, especially with players that are much bigger. Being online is your best defense, right? Like, you can see how he's kind of like messing with us, and this is 6 skills going after him. Now, that said, none of these skills are like full champ, 11K, Baron gear type of alliances, right? But they're all pretty solid. I was showing you guys just how strong some of these alliances are, right? And how strong some of those rally leads are. But they're not like over the top, right? Like, they're not going to be the best in the game. But, you know, the fact that he was online, I think definitely helped. I think he was probably in a war spec, right? We were counting on him being in like farm gear, or not farm gear, but farm spec or research spec, right? That would have helped tremendously when we attacked. I think the prison strategy usually will work, but we probably needed more than one person just kind of making sure that he wasn't releasing prisoners, but also someone looking at his execution list to make sure that the executions didn't go up, so we would have been able to cancel the rally in time. But again, hey, this is how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, and that's kind of what makes the game exciting and fun. Hopefully you had fun watching this. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below, and as usual, thank you for watching.